Okay, here we are back in this room, this lower front area. And I had to go for supplies. Bob's he's been at work a couple hours already. What's going on? Where are we at?
Well, right now I'm just working on the windows, trying to get them to where they'll actually move again like they were supposed to. They haven't really moved in years, so I'm having to do a lot of R&R on them to get them to function again, but we'll get it.
I forgot. I should have picked up rope for replacing that rope. I didn't even think about it. So here's what's going on. We've got this set of windows here, and Bob basically he took the wire brush and was trying to just make it so that the window rises and falls without catching or squeezing in there where it's unable to move. And this beadboard was kind of recessing and squeezing in, so he put a bar clamp on it, drilled a few holes, and screwed up to hold it in place. Now it's not blocking the window. I think that was what was blocking in the beginning. So we're probably gonna have to take a little more off the edges of the sides of the windows just to make sure that there's plenty of room. Not to the point where it's loose, but where we'll actually be able to move up. So today we're gonna continue trimming out all of the window and we're gonna get that beadboard up across there and do a little more prep work, and that wall probably will be pretty close to being ready to be painted. We've got the new window where we welded in the frame in the last video. We need to put glass in there and a few other ones. Now I've got storages, little honey holes all around the building where we have old windows. So, and I've got a lot of that glass, and I've got a lot of windows that need replaced. But now that we have this cutting tool, we're gonna be able to put all that use to glass. All that glass to use. So we can just start going to town with this, cutting 12 by 18 squares and replacing. The eventual goal is to replace with plexiglass. It does take a frost pretty good. It's actually holding, so it rained last night, and it's holding a colder temperature, and so we're getting condensation on the plastic. You would think that glass is colder, but for some reason this is. And that few degrees difference cooler here is allowing this condensation. So it did take a frost pretty good, and you can see a little texture in that frost, but I'll give it a second coat and it should be pretty even and uniform. So I was wondering if it would stick to plastic, but if it sticks to glass, it's probably gonna stick to plastic. We've got our lumber that we need to rip for the dimensions that we need. Basically, hopefully by the end of the day, this room will pretty much be ready for painting. We can't paint because we still have not decided on what we're gonna use this space for. We can't even install electric yet because we don't know what, if it's a public gathering space, there will be certain code rules. If it's a retail space, there'll be different code rules. So we need to figure out what is the occupancy, what are we gonna use it for? And at that point, we can run the electric, and then we can also pick a color scheme to match whatever. And yeah, we'll be ready to go. So, okay, let's get to work. Uh-oh.
What?
In the window section, the top row of windows, not only are they a different width, but they're also a different height. So we're just a little bit long on this piece of glass.
How much?
So this is a good opportunity to switch this blade over to the plexi scoring. We're gonna try that, see how it does. You got tape right there. Oh.
Well, I'm gonna mark it since I don't trust it.
Okay.
So we need to be 17.
Yeah, 17. Oh yeah, we'll see if we're square this time, because we're not sure that the plexi cutter will actually work. We've never.
I can't even see the marks now,
See the
can you?
mark, yeah.
Well, it's 17 there.
17 there.
It is a little crooked.
So it makes you wonder if the sides of that glass were crooked from the table saw, right?
Well,
Because that fence, I'm not. Doesn't break as clean as glass, does it? Maybe multiple passes, yeah. A little bit dangerous.
yeah. See if I can chip that off.
So for plexi, I guess it's take your choice, table saw or.
Right now, I'm preferring table, so.
Yeah, because. Okay.
See if that'll work. You gotta do top first.
Oh yeah, because of the buckle there. Normally you wouldn't have to, but. That is a perfect fit.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay. Squish it in there. Nice. Okay. Now I just need to make this guy look like that guy. Bob, I will say that the metal knife works a lot better than that plastic one.
Yeah.
It's a lot smoother of a sculpt.
Yeah, that plastic, everything is just.
So if you're wondering, it's about an hour to do, but this thing is like $14, $15, and it's enough to do about 5 windows that are somewhere around 12 by 18 inches. So it doesn't get you super far, but it's done.
It does work.
Yeah, it works now, but it's still not as smooth as we want it. So we're gonna do a little sanding just to take a very fine amount of material off so that there's a gap and they'll be able to slide. So we just noticed that the window was only painted up to here, probably because they couldn't open it any further to access it. So
It was stuck.
it's been stuck a long
I
time.
don't think those windows are dirty.
No. All right. You may not have taken off enough. We'll see. Still just a little bit of resistance. It works though, right?
It works though.
Question though, should we take off and leave a little more because with humidity, it's super humid now, so this is probably the largest it would be, right? Hot and humid.
So. This is where it's the tightest, right in here. And I'm wondering if this needs to be drawn over a little bit.
No, it's solid, yeah.
But I mean, it's actually working
Pretty good.
Yeah, we don't even have the springs hooked to it yet.
Oh, because that helps also pull up some of the weight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Now it works like it's supposed to. Sweet.
Yeah, apparently it must have been stuck in this position when they painted.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
That's where the paint line's at.
Okay. That's one coat on both sides. This is the one we did yesterday. It has a one coat also, and it's dry, but it needs an actually. Yeah, it's completely dry. I can give it a second coat now. Hopefully, it'll give a more uniform look when it dries this time. Things hooked up, so. Okay, it's perfect. Did it come off?
Lost them both.
Ooh. So there's these these like tape measure type
I'm
things.
thinking maybe we need to drive those in a little bit once we get the springs hooked
Springs
up.
on, okay. Okay, I got this guy. Okay, it's in.
Now, can you get a little hammer or something and tap those in?
Yeah. Try to do that left hand. Okay, it's kind of closed. It's closed now.
Yeah, it's got a lot more tension on it now.
Got tension, you got to push it down a little bit harder. So I wonder about some, can you put WD-40 on wood?
No, a lot of old timers used to use soap.
Soap or wax
Soap
or something?
the track, yeah. Soap or wax, yeah, candle wax.
I just look around the room for pink.
Oh, here it is, here it is.
Oh, there it is.
You take the smart end, I'll take the dumb end.
Okay.
I'll line this up here and you give us a cutoff mark down there.
Okay. So if you look at the original boards, they had a round over to them. And it just adds a little bit more of a finished look. So we picked up a trim router and we're gonna see if we can duplicate exactly what the original was. So. That's not a big round over, is it?
No, that's a very small bit though.
Okay, well,
Thing is, if I go deeper, it's even going to change our contour more, I think.
oh, because you can set the round over on it, yeah?
Yeah.
I see. So you expose more of it, then the more aggressive the round
Yeah,
over is
I
going to be.
think it's probably going to make a second line now. Let's see what it does. Yeah, see how it makes that upper line now?
Oh, yeah. But it's just barely there. Can you, wow.
Yeah, you almost needed
A bigger,
bigger round over.
can we split the difference and back it off so that line doesn't happen, or?
Well, that's where I had it before.
Oh,
Where it just was no line.
oh, because you'd already, okay.
I already saw that was going to be an issue.
Okay, well, let's just sit at what we can get and. Okay. Okay. Well, it's not as aggressive a round over, but you know, if somebody's walking by and they shoulder this corner, they won't have that super sharp edge. They'll have more of a rounded edge. So I think it's going to work for us. Okay, it's a rainy day, so it's kind of dark in here, but we used the table saw to rip out a little pocket there. I don't know if you can see it there. We started a different cut, but then backed up. And that's going to allow for the beadboard. So you can still get a solid connection with the wall without an angled board. So, okay. Perfect. Okay.
Now,
And now they know.
here's the interesting thing.
Uh-huh.
In even 5 to 10 years, no one will even be able to read our signature.
Because of cursive.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be like ancient Egyptian writing.
Nobody does cursive anymore. Yeah. We're right at the cusp of history.
Oh, I just had a horrible thought.
So before we get too far in, we're going to pull the windows out and use these fence staples to pin the rope in around that knot right there.
Unless I drop it in the floor. Yeah, you just hold it with your fingers and I'll hit it.
I trust you.
Yeah, I wouldn't. can't hit it for heck.
That's good.
It ain't coming out.
Okay, we're laughing because we routed out the inside, or not routed, but we used the table saw and cut out some material on the back side of this to allow for the beadboard to slide in. So it's still flush here, but it's not like, you know, bowed out to accommodate that. So that's a good fit. And so we just got to get that put in there, and then the bottom piece of trim, and then one piece right there. And right now we're just kind of putting it in there to eyeball it and see if it looks straight and level and all that stuff. We need to pull this out and put glue on it. Oh, we got some lights.
Yeah.
Put glue on it and then use the little brad nailer to seal it up into position. So scoop it out and at least get one last use out of this tub. Boy, Bob, you cut right. You did not waste any plastic. You got it right at the level of the
Oh, crap. That's awesome.
Be careful.
I thought there was more out of there than that. Lay that down and I'll just drop some on it.
Okay. That's gonna be too much. Okay, that's good.
The jug was full. I thought there was only about half of it.
No, it was pretty full.
Yeah, I've got that now.
Going in okay?
Yeah. It doesn't, there it goes.
Oh, there we go.
Now we're gonna have to
Make sure it's level.
check level.
Okay. Here we go. I'll get the brad nailer. So we did end up throwing a breaker, but we got it back on, ran it through once more. And now we've got the perfect width for the board. Perfectly flush, so that is great. Okay, feeling great. So as Bob's putting that last corner piece in, the last thing we've got are these little trim pieces that we bought that go in here to help the window, or stop the window from popping out. So they just go on the insides of and basically serve as tracks for the window. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. And then this whole window thing is totally done. Now it looks right now like it really stands out like a sore thumb. But once everything is, once we prep all the walls and paint everything, get all the colors situated, it's all gonna tie together really well, I hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that, so. And then of course not today, but at some point we're gonna do the exact same thing out here on the outside. Rebuild all this stuff and paint these walls. And it's gonna be a pretty amazing entryway. Okay. So Bob just pointed out one last little thing that got by us. He says he's gonna bring a multi-tool next time and cut this off all the way down because it's chipped out right here. And then just cap it with another piece of material, just brad it in, and probably bring it out close to the surface of the window there, so like it is up here. So, and I didn't get as many windows as I wanted done today, but got one. So if I could get one a day for another year and a half, the building would look pretty good. But when the kids break 3 a day, it's kind of a losing battle. So, okay, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So, but that took a whole day to do that, right? Like two man-hour days, like just to do that little thing there. So it goes so much slower than you think it will. But yeah, Bob was mentioning we're being real particular, making sure everything's super flush, and we did the extra routing and all that stuff, and it looks pretty good. So kicking and screaming. We're gonna get this done. So
Not going willingly, but it's going.
not going willingly, but it's going. Okay. So thanks, guys, and see you next week. Bye-bye.